Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy P.A.T the Meta Man, and today we got a special edition video. We're talking about part of fortune, all right? What is going on with your part of fortune in your birth chart, all right? First of all, what is part of fortune? Part of fortune looks like it's like the little circle, and it's going to have like an X on the inside of the circle, all right? Now, what does that entail? Lots of astrologers I've heard and lots of early research that I've looked up with part of fortune showed that it's a very, it shows where you could get fortune, shows where you experience a more fortunate side of life, sort of like a pot of gold. People, some astrologers even refer to it as your personal pot of gold. All right. And I found that to be true, but I've also found that it can be a developmental aspect, and this sort of fortune that a lot of us look for with this sign, it tends to come a little bit later than what we expect. So here, with part of fortune, um, it could be a multitude of things. If you have part of fortune in fire signs, you are somebody that could experience you could experience experiences with fire, could have possibly got burned, all right, could have possibly had a house fire even, all right, or you could have had experience with law enforcement, you could have had experience with government, you could have had experience with mother or and father issues, more so father issues if you got part of fortune in a fire sign. Now if you got the later aspects of the part of fortune and fire signs like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this could give you good experiences with travel. This could give you good experiences with, education. This could give you good experiences with law enforcement. You could possibly get off from writing a ticket. Travel, you can have a good relationship with vehicles because Aries signifies motion, like driving. All right. If you got it in a water sign, you could experience water related issues like you could be a swimmer. All right. You could be a swimmer at an early age. Could have possibly even had a accident with water. All right. You could possibly experience dehydration. All right. With part of fortune and water. But as it grows with time, as it develops over time, you are somebody that could possibly find yourself more so spiritually, be more emotionally stable and flexible in aspects of like forgiveness, compassion, different things like that. All right. And you could possibly be somebody that could possibly relocate from your homeland with part of fortune in the water sign. All right. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. All right. You're somebody that could possibly have a developmental relationship with institutions. All right. With part of fortune in water sign. You are somebody that could possibly grown up in foster care system, possibly even orphanage. Or you're somebody that could possibly grown up in church. Your parents were in church. They were very, hands-on with that. But as you've gotten older, you may have found yourself more so spiritually, more your spiritual identity and your path. You're somebody that could possibly have a better relationship with institutions like hospitals and churches and different things like that as well. All right. And you're somebody that could possibly even receive an inheritance someday. All right. Um, if you got it in an air sign, part of fortune, you somebody possibly could have struggled in communicative endeavors, possibly could have even had like a cleft palate or a lisp, like when you talked early on in school, possibly, or could have just struggled in a curriculum subject. Um, could have not had many friends in your neighborhood. All right. Possibly may not have traveled, or you could have traveled, but it was very burdensome. Like you may have traveled from, house to house when you were young, like from parent to parent, or, this from parent to this guardian, like lots of traveling in motion. And it could have been quite burdensome on you. Spent a lot of time in vehicles, possibly. Uh, and as you've gotten older, or as you get older, you can experience better communication. You can experience better travel. You can experience better negotiation. And then you can also develop life skills. Like I said, that could be communication. That could be, troubleshooting and problem solving. That could be arbitration, contracts, different things like that. All right, with an air sign, part of fortune. Um, if you got it in a earth sign, part of fortune, you're somebody who possibly could have struggled early on with disciplinary, or you could have struggled with disciplinary parents. All right. You could have also grown up in some traditional aspects of society like church or different things like that. Um, Parents could have been tough on you on education, or education could have been tough on you. All right. And you possibly could suffer like some physiological issues, like possible stomach issues, bone issues, possibly like or like throat issues even with part of fortune and air sign and earth sign. Now, as you get older, that can turn around for you, and you could possibly benefit and be more structural. You could possibly even go into structural careers like coaching, um, mentorship, all right, things of that nature. You could possibly go into public speaking. You could possibly go into government even, all right, or interdisciplinary fields of work, all right, with part of fortune and air sign, earth sign. And you could also possibly benefit from a stable domestic setting with part of fortune and earth sign as you get older. All right. So these are just some things to keep in mind when you're looking at part of fortune. And you look and you be like, man, I don't know if I've experienced this. And it may not be that you may be denied of these aspects, but they may be delayed, because part of fortune is a developmental aspect. And one way to tell when it may be developed, look at the ruling sign that the part of fortune is in and see the age of maturation. All right. So age of maturity for planets is sun is 22, moon is 24, Mercury is 32, Venus is 26, Mars is 28, Saturn is 35, I believe Uranus is 44, all right, Neptune is 48, all right, and Pluto, I'm not really sure about that one, but I do know that that could possibly change things as well. All right, so stay tuned for upcoming notifications on astrology and metaphysics. Peace and protection to all. Namaste.